Welcome everybody back to mic in the way of the camera to the Wholesome Smite tournament. This is round two. The next match, we've got Baroonie's Merchies against Team F7. Let's go. Now, for those of you who have been here before or haven't been here before, usually we see my sister on the right hand side, and if you have perhaps not rolled a nat 1 on your perception check, you may see that we have someone else here instead. This is Josh, or aka Carrix, who has filled in for my sister, because she's actually subbing in for one of the players today. So without further ado, please introduce yourself, Josh.
Hey, it's quite nice to be here, to be fair. It's going to be easier being on this side of the stream than the other side, so it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. It's very good to have you. Now, let's... We'll try and keep up to date with what's going on the end of the players, and we'll get spectating as soon as we can. But we're due to start in about 9 minutes or so. Until then, let's talk about what we're going to expect from both of these teams. And I believe I've got some kind of graphic to show who's playing where. And that means Baroonie's Birchies are almost the same, except our favourite commentator Beth Lol is playing support for them this time round, and Team F7 is a little bit more changed around. Monkey Boy is now going into solo from the jungle. Sam Champagne, who missed their first game, is now definitely playing this time for sure. No emergency, thankfully. Lucifer's going to be playing mid, and I think the rest of the names are back where they were before. So what do you think of the lineups, Josh?
I've had the pleasure of playing with most of these players, so it's going to be interesting seeing them fight it out between each other. Team F7, I've not seen their jungle or carry play before, so that's going to be really interesting for me to see, because obviously we've not played F7 yet, so it's going to be interesting to commentate and see what they're capable of at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we were both talking about this before the match and thinking, you know what, this is going to be a really close one. And it's funny we say that. We might be starting to say that every time we think it's going to be a close game, and then it may be a 2-0, because that's what we said last week when you guys played against was it Grogchamp? We were like, oh, it's going to be really close, and then you smashed them.
Yeah, we played Grogchamp. Yeah. Well, it was tougher than what it looked like. But it was interesting, and I just feel that both of these teams playing today got to try and maybe show some dominance in the early game. Because both of the teams are really good, so I think they'll want to try one-up each other in the early game. So I reckon we may have quite a dynamic start, and then, like you said before, maybe we won't, and it'll be quite passive. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows for sure. So you also alluded, and I'm pretty much in agreement here that. Actually, no, I think you were talking about a different game. But what do you think are going to be the top picks amongst these teams? Was Athena on the list of gods that you think should be banned for this game?
I think Athena will get banned naturally, because maybe the team saw last week what Athena jungle can do.
Yeah.
But she can also do just as well in support. I reckon the likes of Yanis is going to get banned. Anything with any sort of global ultimate, such as Apollo. And I think maybe Set as well, because I think Set is super strong in the jungle. And we know Burns can play him.
Yeah.
Very well. And I was on the receiving end of that, which was horrible.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, but Burns really I played with him a little bit, but I didn't know he could play Set, and then he went 6-0 in like the first 10 minutes in the game against you guys, and I was so impressed. It's such a shame the game didn't turn out the way they wanted based off that great start, but yeah, I think that could be another.
Oh, I cried.
That could be another ban for the two. And I believe that Fizzlemizzle has been practicing a bit of Medusa At least that was the case when I played with her last. And I know
Yeah, she
Aurora
has
Briar
been.
Rose likes to pick Medusa basically every time if she can. So that may be another one of those gods that are like is going to either be banned or maybe just first pick between the two teams if they can get it, because it can be played on either team.
She's such a strong god right now as well. So she's like one of those sleeper picks. She's not currently like top in the meta, but she's still very, very effective.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen her been used to really great effects in quite a lot of the games. Actually, it seems to be quite a popular god amongst all the teams. Um, and yeah, you guys used Medusa really well in the first game of last week. But any other big gods that stand out in terms of what do you think they'll be like one of the biggest ones between the two
I
teams?
personally think Scylla's going to be banned.
Right, Scylla.
Yeah, I think Scylla. Um, she's even if people aren't quite as how do I put it without sounding horrible? Like they aren't as good with Scylla as other people. She's still a super strong pick, and you can literally deicide a team with just her ultimate. So I think she's like a number one ban this game, 100%.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I'm actually not sure if I don't remember seeing Cameron being able to play Scylla. Maybe Lucifer can, but yeah, if that's the case, then that sounds like a good shout. Um, okay, I think we're still waiting on the teams to get set up. I think one of the players is just on their way, so we might could just take a 2 minute break, come back to you very soon, and then when we're back, hopefully we've got a game queued up to go. So sit tight, guys. Welcome back, everyone. Uh, I'm sorry, we haven't quite managed to join the game just yet, but we are spectating, and I may as well switch over to my Smite client. Um, Now, when we join the game, we can start going like, oh yes, we've got some picks and bans going. But until then, I think it's just a waiting game. Apparently, the game is being set up, and the players are joining the lobby, so won't be waiting for too much longer now. So get hype. I think it's going to be really a big game. I mean, honestly, this could last quite a while. It could be three big long games. I mean, I kind of don't want that to happen for the sake of some of the players. Not they kind of struggle if they had to last that long. But Yeah, I'm excited. It is a best of 3, by the way. He will.
It'll be nice to see. It might be nice to see a whole set played rather than just the 2 games.
I know, right? Yeah.
Because we haven't had one yet, have we?
Yes, that's right. Here we go. Okay, so it looks like it's Baroonies who have the first ban and first pick. So I expect that we may, depending on whether Vizelmanizer wants to play her, they may save the Medusa ban for later. And look, they've actually banned out Sol first.
And out Sol. That's an interesting ban. Because I don't think I don't know. Like, I don't know Lucifer, but I know Gorilla Cams can play a really, really good Sol mid.
Yeah, that's true. That's yeah. I remember Lucifer actually playing Sol when they did play that one game in mid, and the Tsukiyomi first ban for F7, which is interesting. I actually didn't.
There's the Yanis ban.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They respect Cameron's Yanis, definitely. Yeah, Yanis. Cameron's Yanis was really sick actually in the one game we got to play with them. I mean, they did lose the game, but like he hit so many portals, it was crazy.
Some of those portals were horrible.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And Athena, there you go. As you
Just
said,
get people out. Oh, Athena ban. So we've had Yanis, Scylla, Athena.
Yeah, fair play. So yeah, they must be predicting perhaps that Lucifer could play Scylla. Oh, apologies to the arsehole outside my flat with that engine noise. There we go. There's the Medusa pick, as I said.
Medusa pick.
Yeah, there you go. I think they knew that they could have the first pick, so they could both basically get a pseudo ban with that pick by locking in for their carry and taking it away from Aurora Briar Rose.
Monkey Boy literally taking his Bologna solo to the next level. He is so comfortable on that god, it is unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen him play it on stream, and he basically wins lane every game. Hopefully it's not
and that Sylvanas pickup, that's nice.
Yeah, for sure. Do you reckon... We've seen the Sylvanas with Mannequin Scepter quite a few times on this in this tournament. Do you reckon that could be another instant of it?
Yeah, I think so. Oh god, Kronos the mid. This is going to be a very interesting mid lane.
Yeah. Well, we sometimes see Kronos in jungle, very very rarely, but yeah, I think you're right. I think this is the mid pickup. Especially, I know that Cameron quite likes playing Kronos. And yeah, Beth was telling me a lot about her Ares build, so she's excited for that one. And Skadi locked in for Aurora Rose. There we go, trading the most comfortable gods between those two carries. That's interesting.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a very, very interesting duo lane.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder, we may actually see, depending on how this game goes, but I think it might be that they end up swapping gods for the next game, because I think Vizelmanizer will absolutely love Skadi, and Aurora Rose has played Medusa every game, and maybe as a result loves Medusa. King Arthur ban, that's fascinating. So I don't know, but I wasn't aware that Gengar was able to play King Arthur. Maybe they're just banning it just in case.
Possibly. He's one of those gods which can be really, really efficient in the right hands. But then if you can't play him like myself, you literally go like 0-12. It's hilarious.
Yeah. But maybe it's Monkey Boy just saying, okay, I'm comfortable against anyone apart from King Arthur. I'm not sure if that's the case, but maybe that's the way. But also, okay, I'm really also interested in the fact that, Guan Yu's... Wait a sec, is that Guan Yu jungle?
This is Guan Yu jungle.
Well, okay. Chuck, excellent. Really
so it is going to be a Kronos jungle as well.
Yeah, that was what I was... Maybe... Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, doke. I was quite... Oh, I see. That makes sense now, because I thought that they had picked up Kronos for Cameron, and then they were still yet to pick a jungler, and then they banned Thanatos and Fenrir, like stopping,
Yeah.
reducing their choices for jungle picks. But yeah, it makes perfect sense that if they are playing Kronos jungle, and Nuwa locked in for Lucifer, so a lot of damage numbers in terms of the end game screen, but we'll see if they get nets them some kills in the mid lane.
I think it's going to be the action area of the game, of the whole match. It's mid lane seems to be currently the hot spot for team fights, and a lot of action goes down there. And having the likes of Nuwa in that mid lane, and obviously you've got Thoth there who's got massive wave clear. It could be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I agree. Thoth does take a little while to come online, but I'm not really sure, but it does seem like they'll have a bit of a better wave clear for the most of the game. So it could be quite a difficult pressure point for Team F7 in the mid lane. They would definitely will need to support Nuwa quite a lot. And I'm going to be very interested to see the Medusa versus Skadi matchup in the duo lane once the supports inevitably rotate into mid as well. But what do you think about Shaq versus
another
Bologna?
one's going to be...
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Bologna? Bologna and Shaq?
Yeah, what do you think about that one?
Depends on how the Chak builds early game. But 9 times out of 10, Bologna will out-pressure a Chak. But like I said, it depends on who's playing that god.
Yeah, that's true.
That has a lot to do with it. But this jungle matchup's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
obviously they're both slightly unorthodox.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I was going to say. I think this is particularly interesting because they've such unusual jungle picks that I don't really know how, the utility that both of these gods bring, I don't really know how it's going to shape up in terms of like how they play the jungle.
It's going to be weird. Because Guan Yu has more aspects for team fights than what Kronos does. But then Kronos has got the, that horrible ultimate of being able to go back in time. So that's also very useful.
Yeah, agreed. And so usually when, I don't know if this is just an arena thing. Sorry for the other asshole outside my flat. I don't know if this is a arena thing, but usually when an Ares gets picked up, at least for Beth anyway, I think that our group usually likes to pick another god that synergizes very well with the ultimate, and gets like a big payoff for getting the ultimate to bring them into one area. But I'm not really sure if that's even a wise thing to do in a Conquest game, especially when players are probably going to be smart enough to get beads quite early on. And it seems they haven't done that.
Yeah, it could be. But if Ares is built correctly, you will have your ultimate back before the enemy beads are back up.
Yeah.
So it could be a case of just making them burn their beads ready for the next engagement.
How would you say is building Ares correctly?
I personally always take Kronos' pendant. Just for the cooldown for his ultimate.
Right, interesting.
And obviously 9 times out of 10 you want to be building those aura items because of his passive.
Yeah, I get the aura items.
You get huge payoffs.
Cool. I was a little bit worried at that point because it's taken us quite a long time to get into the game, but we are in finally after all this time. And hopefully all the players can connect okay as well. But I've never actually seen Kronos Pendant, actually going off what you were saying, built on Ares as a support in particular, because usually you want to go with a lot more tanky items on Ares, and you get, with the aura items in particular, you get that magical power up quite well. So I wonder if Beth will do that. I think she was saying that she wanted to go for mostly aura items anyway. And actually I think she said she didn't want to build Pridwin, which is usually one of those items that's so good on Ares and gives you that 20% extra cooldown.
Yeah, 100%. Pridwin's just such a good item on near enough any tanky god.
Absolutely, yeah. maybe those that are ultimate stance switches are the only exception, but there's not too many of those. Maybe I guess. Actually, what do you think? Would you build it on RTO, for example?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
thought so
personally
either.
wouldn't. I just think there's much better items
Yeah,
for RTO. But I guess it could work. I've seen different builds work in very unorthodox ways.
Yeah, maybe something worth trying. I don't know. So not something I would go to straight away. So just checking out the starter items. Looks like Cameron's opted not to go for a starter item, going straight for the tier 2. I think it's a Forgotten Amulet. I can't remember the exact name of the item. I'm not exactly a pro commentator.
I believe, from what I can gather, it's going to be a Rod of Tahiti.
Yeah, Rod of Tahiti Rush.
Rush, straight up. That's a very, very aggressive start.
Yeah, I think I've tried that start before as well, and it's quite nice because not going in for a starter item early on means you can abuse the fact that you can get Sundering Axe later on, and that's incredibly good for mid laners, even though it's usually a solo lane item.
Yeah, 100%.
And as we were perhaps predicting, there is the Sylvanas Mannequin Scepter.
It's just so strong. It gives such good early game clear.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how this goes out, because I know that Beth and Yana really like to go in the duo lane, so I wonder if the Mannequin Scepter will catch them off guard. I don't think they will, but Bethel's taking quite a lot of poke.
I think that's the power of the Mannequin Scepter.
Yeah.
With that AoE auto attack from Sylvanas, it just hits absolute everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll try and get a little peek in on the other lanes. I think I'm mainly looking at the duo lane just simply because of this wave pressure, probably going to be causing them the most opportunities for deaths. But it looks like they're doing okay. There's quite a lot of healing there for Bethlol, especially with the Ares 2.
It's nice to see that both ADCs have taken the Shroud as a starter item.
Yeah, that's true.
I've seen a lot of Medusas use Death's Toll, and Skadi's, to be fair, so it's going to be interesting to see how they build the rest of their build.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm usually one to go with Death's Toll as well. The utility is really nice. Yeah, well, I think I really particularly like the Leader's Cowl. It's Hunter's Cowl, sorry.
Yeah.
Which is the upgrade that gives an aura to your team for attack speed, and when you have Bellona on your team as well, you do really benefit from that attack speed passive aura, which is really nice.
It's basically a free what's it called? Shoguns.
Yeah, exactly.
It's basically free. It's half the price.
Yeah, and the Kronos on the side of Baroonie's will also get that benefit as well if they both opt to go for that upgrade. Obviously, I think that's the only real upgrade for that item, if we're being serious.
I think so. I've never seen the other upgrade at all since these items have come out. So
yeah, definitely. There are some upgraded starter items which I just don't know the name of because they're just not really items.
It's like generally I don't know the names of any of the tier 1 or tier 2 items because I just refer to everything as the tier 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, still kind of a little bit passive in the duo lane since the beginning, and interestingly, Lucifer's hit level 5 before Cameron, which is quite. So, I don't know. We were thinking that Thoth would win the mid lane pressure, but it looks like Lucifer's done a really good job of winning that lane so far. And solo lane.
He has. It looks like he's had the camps. It looks like the camps are being taken more efficiently.
Yeah.
For the Nuar, so.
That's usually a sign of a good jungle play as well. It looks like Sam's doing a really good job of farming as well, having it also level 5. And I'm very excited to see that Bumba's Hammer for Guan Yu. I think it's insane on Guan Yu.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. It's going to be so fun. Guan Yu can... He's that one of those gods that can play any role just as well as any other. And it's really annoying.
I've never seen a Guan Yu mid, but yeah, no, I get your point. But I've actually played Guan Yu before and skipped my starter item to get Bumba's Hammer later in the game, and it's absolutely insane. It's like the most I've felt like a carry as a solo laner because of the amount of work you can do with it. Ooh!
Oh,
Hit from
that was
Cameron.
a big thoughtful.
Yeah, and Burns chooses to use this ult very early on. Hasn't really gained too much life back from that. Sam Champagne going straight in, and it makes Cameron run away. It's not actually. I mean, Lucifer gets quite low, but I mean, I don't know. I think there's a lot of nerves in this game because no one was really that close to dying from that encounter.
No, there was that was a big ult. That was a very big ult. But like you said, it's just I think they could have secured the kill there. But like you said, they're being nervous. I think they're looking to try see how each other are going to be playing.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Monkey Ball got kind of low there, but the healing from Death's Toll is quite nice. And Sam is in a position to maybe get the gank off here, but Burns is right there. Yeah, it looks like they're just all going to run away. Maybe they must have seen Burns just come up. There's still no kills.
I think it's coming. I think once one kill goes, I think it's going to be, like I said, I think it'll be a bloodbath. Because there's so much poke in this game so far.
Here we go. Burns going for the gank on Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy gets his dash out quite early on, but still takes a hell of a lot of damage. I think that'll just be a minion wave into the tower as far as that's concerned. But I think that I don't know. You don't always have to get a kill for a gank to be kind of successful in a way, because that pressure that you gain is quite nice. Although Gengar's actually gone back to his fountain from that. So I'm not really sure what the overall, whether that was losing or gaining gold from that gank.
Judging, I don't think he's taken teleport, has he? He has, but it's down.
Yeah.
So he's already been back once already. So backing then, I think maybe that was the wrong move there. He had the most lane pressure, so maybe he should have tried to force Bologna to go back first to gain a little bit of tower damage poke and more of a gold lead.
Yeah, look at that. Like Monkey Boy's hit level 8 before Gengar. Yeah, it's a tough on situation because especially the thing is because he had like much more health than Monkey Boy. I'm not really sure what was the main thought process behind it, but I mean you can't knock him too much because he's got the top layer damage for now over all players. He's done really well so far. Oh, Sancho actually does get the kill on Bethlol from a gank we did not spot in time. He might get the kill.
This could be too. Oh
Fizzle
my
Nizzle.
days.
What a wow! There you go. There's the power of Guan Yu jungle. That was fantastic. And he's hit level 9 off that, and he's going to get the purple steel as well by the looks of things. There you go.
It is so frustrating getting tower dived at such early in the game.
Yeah.
And Guan Yu is perfect for that with that ultimate.
Yeah, absolutely. Apologies to the stream for not quite catching that kill as the only 2 kills of the game only just happening now. But I imagine we'll see a lot more come quite soon on. As you're saying, it could be quite a bit of a domino effect from now on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting now that the first kills have come on the board to see how the teams react. Will there be some, counter kills and try to gain some of that pressure back in that duo lane, or will F7 try to push and keep control of the game that they have early now?
Yeah, I really don't think they should try and push it unless they get like a really good opportunity with a gank or something from Burns, but because they're both a level down, and the mannequins from Sylvanas I don't think it would have fallen off just by now. It will fall off later for sure, but I think the pressure in duo lane is still definitely by far in the red team's favour.
Oh, 100% right now. 100%. I believe. I know obviously the stream is slightly behind, but has been a disconnect
Okay.
on Baroonie's.
We'll get to that in
But
about
I
3
believe he
minutes.
is back.
Meanwhile, Sam Champagne diving in for Bethlol and is getting in a little bit of trouble now with Burns coming in. But that knockup from Gorilla's Cams was so nice. Gets a double kill as the support against Bethlol and Burns. That was really nice team fighting. Little bit of a bait from Sam Champagne to bring her out, but yeah, that was really nice play from Team F7.
That was a huge ultimate right there. Getting that knock up, and then also getting the kills. I think it's just showcasing how strong Sylvanas is right now with that mannequin set to start.
Yeah, that's yeah, definitely. I think actually one of the most recent Fine OK videos was saying that Sylvanas mannequins was. He said, it's actually could be viable, could be like a, one of those things that's actually really, genuinely really good. And I definitely see the case for that in solo lane, because of the wave clear and how it can feed you really, really nicely. And solo, I don't think really has that many good options in the starter items compared to support, especially with the update coming on Tuesday.
Well, I think Guan Yu is trying to chase down the Medusa, who's super low health right now.
Oh, and Beth misses a chain. It doesn't look like Fizzle is going to stay alive. Bethel's still chasing Sam down. Aurora Rose is right there. Oh, and she's in a lot of trouble now with 3 of them right up in their left jungle. This is not looking good for Baroonie so far. The pause vote has started from a disconnect. Oh, it looks like Cameron's disconnected because you can see he's just kind of standing there. That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Okay, I suppose we wait until the pause resumes. Don't worry, guys, it wasn't me who knocked their keyboard this time. It's definitely the pause. So far, utter dominance from Team F7. Let me just get the overlay back onto the stream while we have this little break. What kind of changes do you would you hope to see from Baroonies to maybe get the game to swing back in their favour a bit more?
Personally, I feel they need to try and stay away from engagements as much as they can, which can be hard when F7 are showing that dominance. But just trying to get that jungle farm and catch up. Because as you can see, the Kronos has already started to build his 3rd item. Now, which he's slightly ahead of the Thoth in mid lane. Maybe that's because of the disconnect. But everybody else on F7 have got their 3rd item fully online. So the farm is really important now. Otherwise, this game could really, really get way out of hand and just not salvageable.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I mean, it's very hard when they're the other team are way up in your side of the jungle. But one of those things that can definitely help is warding. And right now, I think we can see. I can only count 3 wards on the whole map for Baroonie, so that's something they should probably start to change soon as well. Let's have a look at the wards count, the wards place count. Probably not some. I don't know. It seems kind of even overall.
Yeah, I definitely think that F7 are warding a lot more and given that vital vision. So I feel that like you said, those wards are going to play a huge part in this game.
Yeah, agreed. Because I think with a few more wards there, I don't think Beth would have stayed in the jungle and kind of ended up being in the middle of 3 of the Team F7's players. And it would only be 6 kills instead of 7. Obviously, that doesn't seem like too much of a difference, but the snowball can really get there if these kind of practices start to go in their favour. And it looks like Burns can get a pretty good gank on Monkey Boy. The silence from the Chakal is almost so impactful. Very impactful enough to get the kill, definitely. But Sam Champagne in there on Gengar. Going to be a jungle battle now, but Gengar can get the axe throw in. Oh, I'm not sure if it's going to be a very close one for a double kill for Sam Champagne there. I was unsure whether Gengar was going to stay in a bit too long, but I mean, Sam Champagne's so far ahead now at being level 14. I'm not really sure if you can win a gank there when Sam Champagne is basically in the perfect position.
That was a huge engagement in that lane. I thought the Bologna was going to get out there with the ultimate, but
yeah, I agree.
Was I wrong?
That was quite, maybe there was the tick damage from. No, I was thinking there was going to be tick damage from Bluestone, but it doesn't look like there was going to be anything. That was very funny from Beth there, missing the chain. Looks like we've got a bit of a jump party going on.
It's nice to see that. That's a nice little bit of sportsmanship and.
Yeah, agreed. It was good to see that Cameron's back as well, by the way. He has reconnected to the game. Must have been, good old Nintendo Switch or something, not being able to handle the Smite game. And
so F7 taking the initiative here and going for that Gold Fury Scorpion.
Yeah, Gold Fury spawned very quickly. Usually the Scorpion only stops the Gold Fury spawning just by a little bit. So they may follow this up with a Gold Fury to attempt very soon after. It looks like they're kind of going towards that area again now. Do you reckon they'll go for it? Ooh,
I think so.
Sam Champagne trying to go in with just 1-on-2 for the moment, and it's going to be 1-on-3. Gorilla's Counter's going to be following up, and the ult does so much damage to Fizzle Manizzle. She completely melts the damage from a level 15 Guam. Beth coming in with the ult, but I think the beads were burnt there from Sam Champagne. It's a big fight going in now, and the ultimate coming in from Gorilla's Counter gets a kill on Burns Sins, and now Bethlol falls as well. Such utter dominance from F7. That was absolute quality team fighting.
The way they turned that fight around from being a 1v3 was fantastic. Because I couldn't see the team beforehand. I don't know if my stream's lagging.
Oh really? Oh, how's the screen share going for you? Is it okay? Is it doing all right?
Yeah, it's okay. I think it's caught up now.
Okay, fair enough. Usually it's a little bit, it's not so bad, but yeah. Well, do you tell me what you think when you do manage to see the fight, if you can see the fight from that, because it looked like it was a little bit of a disconnect overall. Like I'm amazed that Sam Champagne was able to initiate so much as it. Well, let me have a look at his build. I mean, he's got Shift to Shield, but that's about pretty much the only bit of protection he has, and didn't really take that much damage for quite a while in that fight. Stays alive by the end of it as well, and just ends up completely eliminating Fizzle Manizzle's health bar pretty much by himself. Really impressive.
Oh yeah, I've just seen it now. Yeah, I'm all caught up now. That was a huge ult. Oh my gosh. And now he's 6-0.
Yeah.
The power of one new jungle.
Yeah, really demonstrating it very nicely. And I really like the item choices actually. Getting the 20% cooldown from Jotun's Wrath early on, and then Shifter's Ansile as very popular choice right now for junglers, because it gives you like just a really nice amount of protections, but also a crazy amount of power for the cost, and a little bit of cooldown as well. And it looks like Baroonies are really going in for this kill. They really want it. Aurora Briar Rose escapes with a slither of her life. Burns falls to Lucifer as well. They just can't get a kill. Cameron's going to fall down to Sam Champagne's ultimate as well. That's so unfortunate. Are you still not quite caught up?
It's starting to become that bloodbath now. People have settled, and unfortunately, they're on the end of some absolutely fantastic play.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very different F7 team that we saw last time. They're really playing really nicely together. And the initiations are all so good, and recognition of danger from each of their players is really, really good too. Being able to escape just at the right time.
It was just, you could see that Baroonies they were literally a slither away from getting their second kill of the game, and I think that would have been huge. But then all of a sudden they just turned it round on them so well.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
just insane.
It's great positioning as well. Like you know, being able to react to an initiation like that so quickly with the rest of your team just being in the right place, it shows really good game sense. It is, you know, it's not that you just happen to be in the right place. Like these players know where to be at the right time, even when you don't quite see where they are, where the opposite team are to you. Looks like we're finally getting that fabled 1v1 in the duo lane, but rightly so. Fizzleman is always backing out and trying to stay at safe space enough to farm without dying too much more.
Having a 3-level deficit in the duo lane is absolutely huge, and it's the right choice to play passive to try get that farm back, because being in that lane, it's quite easy to farm that experience back if you don't fight, because naturally the other ADC will move out of lane.
Yeah, I agree. Another ultimate coming down for Sam Champagne. Oh my gosh, and that timing with the new ult from Lucifer completely destroys Cameron Roger's health bar. And big fight coming down now. Gengar's in such low health. It gets a 3-man ultimate off. Really great science. This could be a good initiation for them. But now the damage is just way too much. They're way too fed to Team F7. The players were falling one by one, and not a single one from Team F7 are falling here. Only Bethlol with a sliver of health, still at level 9, bless her. And yeah, Burns is going to fall now as well.
This is just such aggressive gameplay from F7. And they are asserting the dominance that they've shown throughout the whole game so far.
Yeah, agreed. And I was thinking they could probably just go straight to Fire Giant now, but they're going through the Phoenix. Cameron gets her 6 snipe on Lucifer, and Sam Champagne's pretty low on health, and Cameron runs away, probably rightly so. The Phoenix does fall, but Cameron does really good to work for his team there to just get that kill. When Lucifer maybe
wow,
should
they're
have
actually going for the Titan as well.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure if that's a wise choice, but maybe just getting a little bit.
Yeah, they're backing off now.
Yeah. Now
this would probably be the perfect time for the Fire Giant.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. Looks like they're just going to back and spend their gold. Yeah, I think seeing the low numbers from the golden hands tells you. Obviously, they would have just spent all their gold if they're coming back anyway, but it would have been nice to see that earlier on. Weirdly, though, Aurora Briar Rose, she's the only one who stayed out, so that's why she has so much gold right now. Let's have a look at some of the other stats as well. XP difference and gold difference, I think it's exactly what we expected. It's just been a slow trickle of dominance from F7, extending the lead over and over. That's quite a huge lead, honestly.
Yeah, it's... What's that? Is it a 12,000 gold lead now?
Yeah, that's right, and 17,000.
Especially at this point in the game.
Oh, they can't even get a single Greater Scorpion off, and Sam Champagne finds them. He's literally taking on 4 of their team, and now the rest of F7 come up and start to really go in on them. They just can't get a break, and Burns dies before the ultimate can get off and get the escape off. Bethlol still level 10, just getting into the tower. Gengar now is going to have to face the wrath of F7 with all 4 of them converging on this position. Oh boy, this is rough. This is really hard to watch.
The Guan Yu pick, it's just showing and showcasing how strong Guan Yu can be. He's just showing so much utility in any of the team fights he's been in.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, pretty much every time I've seen Champagne go in on someone, he has been able to just use his ultimate, and that has done so much work with just a single ability. It's really insane. Almost all of their team hit it well, apart from Gorilla's Cams obviously as a support hitting level 20. And they're so far ahead in experience and gold as well, but I mean, not as much in comparison to experience, which is usually quite unusual. Usually you see the gold difference being a lot more of a swing in comparison. But Baroonie just can't really get much of anything out of this map. They can't get the greater Scorpion as they just wanted to now. All they can really do is farm the very, very back of their jungle and any minion waves that happen to get close to them. They do still have two of their tier 2 towers though. I guess that's the one thing they've got going, as a Primal Fury falls for Team F7 as well now.
They're just making sure that they're mopping up the whole map, F7. They're trying to make a statement and saying, we have control of this game and we are going to make you work for it, trying to get back into it.
Yeah, for sure. Gorilla's Cam's not so sure out of position because she's so far ahead. Gets a double ultimate off on Burns and Gengar. Maybe, yeah, who knows. Oh, it looks like Monkey Boy's having to do with a jump party. Now comes the fight. Sam Champagne going in on Burns. Has to force his ultimate off without his own. Gorilla's Cam gets another kill on Gengar.
I think that's cheeky. Going through the door. That's cheeky play.
Yeah, absolutely. And another insane ultimate from Sam Champagne. What an absolutely insane performance so far. And this may be the end of the game, you know, like with 3 down for Baroonies and all 5 for F7 still alive with pretty healthy health bars. This doesn't look good. Looks like they're probably just going to get another Phoenix now. Or yeah, they look like they were looking to go for the Titan, but I think that's the right way to go, to try and get one of the side Phoenixes. Maybe the other Phoenix now as well, with the Fire Giant buff still on them.
This has just been such a dominant display. And this Guan Yu, I don't think I can... is that another DC there? Or are they just having a massive jump party?
I think they're just having a party. Welcome guys to the Wholesome Smite tournament. This is the kind of gameplay we get to see. To be fair, I think Baroonie is demonstrating the true F7 nature here and not surrendering, but with the F6 key, which I suppose just kind of having a bit of a laugh right now. Not really sure what we can say about this. I hope you guys are still enjoying the show, if we can call it a show.
This is unexpected, but also pretty cool.
Yeah. There is nothing to analyse here.
Oh, go on. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you then. Sorry.
No worries, it's fine. I wasn't going to say anything interesting. And it looks like F7 have kind of got bored. They're going to kill the Titan. And maybe the rest of Baroonies while they're at it. What a stomp. There it is. I think they probably could have done that a little bit earlier, but they had a bit of a laugh on the way.
Oh, that was an interesting end to the game, but they did it in the match. They closed that match out in just dynamic fashion, and looking at that Guan Yu pick, I think they believe they had 25 kills and 27 kills in total, and Guan Yu was part of 23 of those.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like the kill participation from Sam Champagne was amazing, and he's been the real difference. Like his absence was obviously very much felt from the last game they played, and now with this game he absolutely stomped. And I'm actually really surprised that he went with the Heartseeker, selling Bumba's hammer, Bumba's dagger, because I thought the Bumba's hammer obviously being one of the strongest, if not the strongest item in the game right now. But it seems to work really well with Guan, but looks like I cannot slate a Guan Yu that goes 11-0-12 on their build choice.
It was just insane. Just the consistency of the play in general was unbelievable. Because normally junglers kind of can get ahead of themselves and get a little bit too cocky, but there didn't seem to be any lapse in concentration from Sam Champagne.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm just catching up on the messages from the players, and it said Cameron did actually, in fact, disconnect again. That moment where we thought, is he DC'd again? And then they're just having a jump party. No, he did actually DC. And Sam actually got a blue screen at the very end of the game as well. So don't you just love this game and how fixed and well made it is? In the meantime, guys, we're going to take a really quick break. Just about 5 minutes, just to let the teams have a little bit of a break themselves, and then get the game started for us to smoothly go in to the next game without waiting too much compared to this beginning. So won't be too much longer. See you guys very soon. Hi everyone. There's been a bit of fun stuff happening in the background. So let's get the story straight. We had a few disconnects in the last game. Unfortunate. That happens. Hold on, let me just sort out the stream. And I mean, I think we gave enough updates on what was happening there. But then we also just got a message literally like 2 minutes ago saying Lucifer needs to go. Family needs them. That sucks. Family comes first. That's fine. We can stop if we need to. And they were looking for a fifth player. Hilariously, I got invited to a party on Smite, saying, "Hey Joel, do you want to sub for us?" And like, no, I'm streaming. I can't quite play for you, unfortunately. Josh was also offering to play as well, but they have found a fifth player, I believe, who will find out their gamer tag when they start the game. They keep saying we have a Firth. I'm pretty sure Colin Firth is not going to play for them as their fifth player. They have corrected.
Oh, that would be interesting.
That would be cool. I wonder if he's probably not very good at Smite. But okay, we're queuing for the game. We will get a game 2 on at the very least. Don't think it will go to game 3 honestly after that last game. Should we talk a bit more about that stomp?
I think you're going to see a Guan Yu ban in this next game because that was just insane.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. I think whenever God carries that hard, you're like, okay, we don't want to play that again. And the mini meta game that these teams build up in seeing which gods they can exploit and play really really well does eventually start to trickle into the bans, and you can see some quite nice. Eventually, like it can end up being quite balanced. So hopefully we get the next game can be a bit closer. I'm not really sure how close it will be though. We'll see.
With this change of personnel, it can change the whole dynamic of a game. So it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah. I thought I was being nice, Beth. Sorry. Beth in the chat. And the jump party. Yeah. I'm so... That sucks, man, when the disconnects happen like that. I mean, it's been really bad recently. But that's how it goes. I think, like, in these kind of games, I was really hoping that you would have noticed that someone DCs and is just running into a wall and it just wouldn't kill them. But, in a competitive tournament and stuff, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that I think these disconnects only seem to be on console.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if Hi-Rez need to, take a look at console and see if they can actually fix it, because it seems to be an ongoing issue.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, definitely. And PC Master Race, after all, that's still always the moral of the story in everything ever, so... let's go to the Smite client, and I'm sure we will get into the game very, very soon. I think they said they just set it up the next match, so we might be able to say it in the custom game lobby. Yeah, there it is. So they're just getting into the game now, and I'm sure the picks and bans will start soon. So other than a Guan Yu ban, what do you reckon will also be featured?
I think there may be more of a normal approach when it comes to the junglers for Baroonies. I think there may be that assassin pick rather than the Chronos. I just think maybe they need to try focus more on getting that early game farm, because last game they just didn't get a chance. Team F7 just dominated the farm in both jungles, near enough.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see they slowly managed to kind of gain territory in a way of just being able to take out the whole of the jungle slowly as the game went on, as their lead extended. But I mean, usually if a player like picks a really unconventional jungler and does that well, I can't help but imagine that they're just going to be able to stomp with a lot of other more conventional junglers.
It was honestly, I've never seen that Sam play. So, what a first introduction to seeing him play jungle.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing other styles of jungling from him. From who knows? You may even see a mage jungle from him.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. I imagine you've got your spy gear on right now, just trying to figure out how they're playing with this new kid on the block. Because isn't F7 your last game of the tournament to play? Hopefully next weekend.
Yeah, we haven't played F7 yet, and like I said, it's interesting to see them play as a team, and it's almost, I don't know, would you call it scouting? I don't think so.
Nah, I mean everyone has access to the stream and being able to see it all. Actually, in fact, I should say I'm looking to eventually upload all of the games onto YouTube for those who want to watch them over, just in case. May as well make use of that YouTube account.
That'd be nice. The wholesome YouTube community.
Yeah.
Branching out to all forms of social media.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like, yep, here we are. We're in, and somehow the timer is really low. I'm not sure if they set up the lobby quite correctly, but maybe they'll go ahead with this anyway. Yeah, the first ban was missed because the switch is not powerful to load the lobby fast enough. I think they were saying, oh, someone else should host the lobby because that may fix the disconnects. Yeah, they said they need extra time. Can you reset with extra time? Okay, unfortunate. We may have to exit this and go back into the game. Is your computer okay?
Oh my gosh. What is going on?
I heard Windows is really wanting to let you know something.
I need to get this. Oh my god. This is starting to annoy me. Oh my god, why didn't it turn off? There we go. It is turned off. There we go. It was literally all the chat happening in the captain's page.
Yeah.
It was all pinging on my Chrome browser.
Oh, does that give you like desktop notifications?
Yeah.
How
That's interesting.
Yeah, I choose not to enable that. Apologies for yet another arsehole outside my flat, if you could hear that, most cyclists. Apparently I'm in queue, brilliant. Awesome. Many apologies, chat, that we can't quite get such a smooth transition to the next game. I might reset my client.
Yeah, it looks like it's bugged.
Yeah, because I can't... There's no spectate option. Oh, no, there is. I just completely missed it. I'm an idiot. This is new. I haven't seen this before. High res, care to explain?
That did this to me earlier when I was spectating someone else, and I had to reload my client to get rid of it.
Brilliant. Okay, well, I'll do that. Bear with
when
everyone.
It actually went into the game, it wouldn't let me change to see anybody.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't know how, Smite Pro and high res etc. just actually managed to cast a coherent stream with this kind of game.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
Thank you
There's
for the
so
offer
many
for another sub.
errors.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm?
I just saw an offer for a sub from Aaron, which I really appreciate, and we'll let you know if we need you. But I think we're good for now for the moment. The Wholesome Smite community coming together to help each other out. It's really good.
That's what it's all about. This tournament's all for fun, so it's to see that sportsmanship.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I need to. They're in a lobby. So I'm wondering if that's going to be the picks and bans phase. Let's see. Let's have a little look. Cameron has restarted his console, so maybe that's going to fix something as well. And we're into the lobby. We get to see the bans. Already a couple of bans have happened. Tsukiyomi and Sol. This time Baroonie.
I think those were the same ones as the first bans last time for both teams.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think and I don't quite remember if Tsukiyomi was the first ban, but definitely was in the first three. Actually, yeah, I think it was Tsukiyomi, Yanis, and then.
Oh, there's the Guan Yu ban.
Yeah. So now since Team F7 have first pick, do you reckon that will make Baroonies want to ban Medusa?
That could be a potential thing. I feel that Medusa can be strong. And I think with that Guan Yu ban, a Medusa would be a very, very good pick.
Well, they opt to go for the Sylvanas ban. It seems that they thought Gorilla's cams made a really big impact with that god. So there it is. I think that's fair enough. If they didn't quite like the game from the perspective of both of those gods, then I guess it's fair enough. They'd be like, I don't want to play them. Let's see what else you can do with a different selection. And by the way, chat, TTV Buffed Kitty is the sub for Team F7. I'm sure you could work that out yourself, but there it is. Sobek being locked in as first pick for Team F7. And of course the Athena doesn't get banned.
Pick.
Yeah, they banned Thanatos instead of Athena.
Strong. And that's interesting. Is that going to be secure for Fizzle?
Yeah, looks like she has. Yeah, I think Burns has gone to choose Skadi for Fizzle and Izzle, and then they'll pick jungle later. I actually think that Athena is going to be played as support for Bethlol. I think she really likes Athena as a support. Monkey Blue locking in Erlang, which is an interesting choice considering if you have the first pick as a solo laner, is Erlang going to be your first choice? Like with Bellona available?
Personally, no. I think that Erlang can counter a lot of gods, but also can get countered quite easily, especially being picked before. Even that you can who could you pick to go against Erlang? Because you're not going to pick anything that you're not going to play like a King Arthur, for example, because you can be stunned. So it actually opens up the doors to make a team comp to make sure that Erlang Shen doesn't get ahead early game, because he can be devastating.
Yeah, I mean, do you think Erlang will be? Has Erlang Shen been locked in for Sam Champagne, or do you think he'll be played in solo lane by Monkey Boy?
That's a very good question. Anything could happen with this team comp. I mean, Sam's shown he can play Warriors jungle very, very well. So I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, I think it's quite a nice flex pick actually. Being able to say we could play Erlang in solo, but if you don't counter Erlang with a different solo laner, then we can just get him to play jungle and play a solo that has a better matchup into what it looks like Bologna and the Cabrakan choice. Okay, so well theoretically, both of these Erlang and Cabrakan can either play jungle or solo. So, well, I guess we'll see at the. I imagine it's going to be that they line up as they've been picked already by these players. But what do you think about the Cabrakan jungle if that's going to be the case?
I feel that Cabrakan jungle, same with when you pick a Cabrakan solo, I feel that they can be hit or miss. If you can get ahead early game with Cabrakan, then it's going to be a rough game. But if you stop him from farming, then he can become useless.
Yeah. And it looks like Cameron was floating the idea of a. What was the? I actually completely forgot that he was floating one, but yeah, Persephone locked in for Cameron, which I haven't seen in a long time, and Vulcan for TTV buff Kitty. So, and we have no idea on, buff Kitty's playstyle whatsoever. So who knows what this mid lane is going to look like? What do you think? In terms of like just a general matchup, any idea about Vulcan versus Persephone as the resident mid laner?
Well, it's my weakest lane, but I mean, Persephone in general has just huge potential in dominating lanes. Just because of her, I think it's her 2, which spawns the minions on the floor. It's just super strong. And that ultimate into a team fight is huge.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If it's timed right and you catch the whole team, it's going to be a rough.
Yeah, I love the impact that Persephone can have in team fights with the ult, and there's something really satisfying to me about abilities which have insane range as well. I just love that kind of thing in this game because it makes for some insane plays if you can actually get like a really really long range shot on someone. Just the fact that exists, even though it doesn't often happen, I just love the idea of it. Like Janice's through space and time, like those kind of abilities are so cool.
They could be really broken.
Yeah, that's true too.
Just being able to get from one side of the map to the other so quick is unbelievable.
So, and also by obviously, I think this kind of went without saying, but the Ravana pick which Fizzum and Izzle took, obviously meant that they were going to switch gods by the time that the picks had finished. It looks like they've done that, and that does mean that Athena will be played in support, as I suspected. So I really
like this Ravana pick.
Yeah, what makes you say that in particular?
He obviously, some of you may or may not know, he used to be a warrior. They moved him into the jungle. I actually didn't know
that.
Yeah, he used to be a warrior, and he was a broken warrior, to be precise, that benefited in the jungle, so that's why they moved him and made him into a jungler. It's just his kit. He's really good against Erlang, in my opinion. Because he can literally just stun him, and yeah, it can just go from there.
Fair enough, yeah. Well, what about Bologna into Erlang, which I imagine is going to be the solo lane matchup? Because they're both AA-based gods, but I'm not really familiar with how they match up against each other.
I favour Erlang in this matchup.
Yeah.
Purely because Bologna's 2 can be interrupted with a stun, and Erlang can stun that. And I just feel that Erlang I think he's generally quicker with auto attacks early game than Bologna.
Yeah, yeah. I think he does have. It's weird because he's a warrior, that very often played as a jungler, and which makes me always think, oh, he's probably going to scale really well, because that's just the way. I just have that like automatic thinking for junglers, but actually no, he's got a really good early game. Um, but often you get for both of Bellona and Erlang, you usually build them a little bit more damage focused over defense, and I think I'm excited for that because I love the possibility of more kills and easier deaths. So I think it's going to be a very interesting solo lane. I'll try to make sure I capture as much of it as possible, because it could be a bit of a bloodbath.
I really favour Baroonie's as team comp in this game.
Hmm.
I think it's more well put together. I think there's some interesting combinations going to happen.
Could you give some examples? I mean, obviously Athena just is it's just a great pick right now, but I at least I guess honestly I don't really see like nothing really jumps out to me in terms of like the play style for the comp and how they should be playing together compared to your team last week. So what makes you to say that they're gonna?
If you're going for a gank, for example, if you take Athena and Ravana, if Athena taunts, Ravana can stun inside of Athena's 3, and he can just get extra damage off.
Hmm.
So it just makes ganks really easy. There's a lot of utility in this Baroonies team comp, and I just feel that I could probably. Well, I don't say I can probably, but I just personally feel that they've got the slight edge with the more CC they have in their team.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's good to hear because I think they'll need a little bit of an advantage to come back from the last game, and hopefully we can finally see that game 3, which we haven't yet managed to see yet.
I'm hoping so. It'd be nice.
Yeah, and actually, there's one of the there's nothing too big that stands out in terms of the item choices early game, but um, I I'm interested to see how it's going to fare for Gengar to have gone with Death Toll and Boots tier 1, because usually you just go with the starter item in the solo lane. So, how do you think that will work out for him having the slight extra movement speed but without the consumables?
I personally feel that I don't. It might be if he can get that early game pressure, then it'll work. But with Erlong having those extra potions, he may get out sustained and have to back sooner, and then lose out on that vital XP.
Yeah, I mean it looks like Gengar was the one to hit level 3 out of that wave trade first. Obviously Monkey Boy didn't have to do too much to hit level 3 right after that, but yeah, I think it looks like it's been working well so far. We'll see how it works out in the next few moments, but it's a little bit of damage. Oh, they're going straight in on Bethlol. Double dash, but both of them missed.
Damn, early action again.
Yeah, must have been a sick juke.
I think vision is going to be very important in this game, and I wonder if Baroonies are going to learn their lesson a little bit and try to put out some more of those wards in key areas to make sure that they're not going to get those early game ganks done against them.
Yeah, I hope so too. It looks like F7 have, at least I can only see wards on F7 right now. It's a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, I agree. I think that's going to make a big difference to them if they do throw out a lot more wards very consistently in this game, for sure. And this is what we like to see, some low health bars in the solo lane. Very, very closely matched right now. Monkey Boy has a little bit more territory, and he looks like he's going to get the totem. So that's it's a very small victory there.
Both of them they both look. I think they're both out of the health potions and the chalice. So it's going to be interesting. Oh, there we go. There's the Bologna going back.
Yeah. Both backing at similar times. So it looks like the tier 1 boots worked out very well for Gengar. Oh, you don't want to see that. That's a little bit of an unfortunate button press there. Beads got down for Aurora by Rose, but maybe it's didn't notice, which is probably one of the bigger, more valuable parts of it. Looks like Sam Champagne going straight in on Cameron Rojo, and there it is. That's that level 5 power spike for Cabrakan with the utilities of the ult, and Burns, he gets the kill on Monkey Boy, so there's a trade now. And that's huge, absolutely huge for Baroonies.
Yeah, I think making sure that gank on Monkey Boy that's a very big gank, because an Erlong that gets is able to get ahead and can keep farming and stay in lane, he just gets more dangerous as the game progresses.
Yeah, Raw Briar Rose getting quite low now as well with Bethel's aggression. I think the shell came down there from Gorilla's cams. Raw Briar is out of mana, so can't help too much from a distance. Bethel's kind of losing a little bit of health as well, but that was pretty good duo lane stuff from Beth and Fizzle and Nizzle.
It's looking like a more confident Baroonies this game.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. Sam Champagne hitting level 7 before anyone else. Kind of started to see, kind of earning a reputation here so far. But I'm loving this aggression from Burns as well. He's setting up for this gank. Maybe he's going to just wait until Gorilla's Cams gets away. But Aurora Briar is in a very, very safe position, so I don't think this is going to work out.
I'd be very surprised if they don't try the purple buff invade, but he's going for the mid harpy.
Yeah, you're right. I think that would have been a really good idea actually. But maybe they just didn't know where Sam Champagne was. Even then, it would have been 2-on-3. But level 7 of the 2. Sam getting quite aggressive now, really going in on Cameron. Cameron uses the ult, but so does Sam Champagne, and oh my goodness, what a snipe from Buff Kitty, and he gets a double kill for it. Burns does get the kill on Sam Champagne to a trade, and he's going to get a bit of aggression here on Buff Kitty. But what an ult there from Buff Kitty, that was crazy range.
That was very good map awareness. Judgment with that ultimate. It's turning out to be a very, very entertaining first half of this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh boy, Buff Kitty showing their stuff early on as well. Really hitting those abilities really consistently. Burns is now, he's going straight in. I was going to say he's getting very dangerous there, but oh my gosh, okay. I think he knows his safety. That was really impressive. Oh, Gengar gets the kill on Monkey Boy. He's extending his lead that he managed to get from the gank early on. Really nice stuff. And yeah, Bologna being able to win the matchup, but I guess that's just because of the early lead. Well, I shouldn't be saying that. I should be saying Gengar rocks. That's why he's winning the lane. But I just know how good Monkey Boy is.
It's a very good, strong Bologna lane right now. And that early game kill on Monkey Boy has given Bologna that chance to keep going forward.
Doesn't look good for Bethel here. Gorilla's Cams holding on for that ult for a long time, and Aurora Rose gets a double kill. Brilliant initiation from Gorilla's Cams and punishing a little bit of aggression from Bethel, which wasn't followed up by Fizzle Manizzle. I think if Bethel doesn't go in there, I think there was no need to die, have both their lives die there.
We seem to be averaging. We seem to be averaging a kill every minute.
Yeah, I mean more than that so far. Yeah, fair. Good, nice safe play from Buff Kitty, and yeah, F7 still in the lead. And oh boy, Burns going in straight in for Gorilla's Cams, and the ult coming in does a hell of a lot of damage to Burns. Sam Champagne now ults Burns away from safety, and he can't get away from that. That was lovely. Again, really good teamwork between Sam Champagne and Buff Kitty. With the this time it was the different order, but both ultimates from Vulcan and Cabrakan working well together in a really big way. Sam Champagne going around the back now.
Just great interplay.
Misses the ability, but Bethel's in so much trouble even under the tower. Gets away, what a dash that was. Gorillas Cams initiates back in. But I think the rest of the team just didn't know that was going to happen, and Gorillas Cams dies for it. That is unfortunate.
It is absolutely insane right now.
Yeah, I love this, I love it. Oh, Buff Kitty gets it taunted. He's on 1 health. I can hear Cameron screaming, he's literally one shot, but Gengar does get this a kill anyway. This is so much better from Baroonies. Burns now going in on Sam Champagne, but yeah, just chases him away. But this is exactly what we wanted to see. They're really bringing the fight to F7 so much more. They're playing so much more confident, as you were saying.
Yeah, like it almost seems like a completely different team to what we just saw in the last previous match.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, it's crazy because like Sam and Buff Kitty have been playing really well together, and you know, pretty much. I mean, most of the kills, they're literally 4 of the 5 kills, I think. No, that's not true. There was a double kill from Aurora Briarrose. So 3 of the 5 kills have come from some really nice teamwork from them in the mid lane. But Baroonies actually have the kill lead right now. Gorillas Cams goes in for the gank. Actually, you have a 3-man gank here with Sam Champagne. Oh my gosh, that wall is so good. Gengar cannot escape that, even inside the tower. But Burns is here to try and maybe win the fight for them, and actually gets a kill on Monkey Boy. They've got 3v2 after the fight. Buff Kitty is making her way very slowly. And Gorillas Campson's in a lot of trouble. Burns gets the kill, and Sam... Oh, that's a huge hit from Buff Kitty again with the Vulcan ultimate.
This Vulcan is really showing off his skill with this god.
Oh, another pause? That wasn't me, I promise. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to quickly check my phone just to see what's going on. Slight lack of information behind the reason for the pause. Oh, yeah. Just a little bit of priorities, basically, I believe. Just some home stuff needs to be sorted first, and then I'm sure we'll get back to the game very soon. I'm going to keep it on the Smite and UI just for the moment, just in case we miss the pause resuming. But yeah, I for sure, like, this is so much better from Baroonies. They're doing really well and fighting together really nicely. This is really good.
Yeah, and also that Ravana pick is showing why and showcasing why Ravana is a good jungler right now.
Yeah, actually, that's really true. He's been doing a hell of a lot of work. 4-1 now. It's the most amount of kills for any one player. And some other top performers, obviously, as we were saying, Sam and Kitty, they're both 3-1. The vast majority of the kills coming from them. And I'm usually a big fan of just for the fun factor of a very early Arendite. It looks like that's what Burns has gone for Ravana. And
it's a very early.
Honestly, that Bumba's Hammer heal. Oh, I was going to say that Bumba's Hammer heal saved him, because he healed just before getting hit there. But now Cameron also falls to that gank that they could follow up on. I'm not sure if they were ready from that after the pause. It's just a little bit of a shame, but you can't really blame Team F7 for going in there.
No, of course. It's unfortunate after a pause happens, because whatever your character was doing, it sort of cancels it, and it makes you wait an extra second before you can move again.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Apologies again to the stream for the technical difficulties that we're experiencing in this match. Not much we can do about it, unfortunately. We're doing our best to keep it a nice, smooth experience for you guys. Sam Champagne going in for the gank on Beth on Fizzle Minizzle. This doesn't look good in terms of the level differences. Brilliant taunt from Beth to peel for Fizzle Minizzle, but it looks like she's going to die for it, unfortunately. Fizzle Minizzle gets caught up in the tremors. Actually, somehow Beth survives. They're tower diving for this, and Monkey Boy's there. What an effort from Cameron to try and peel with that ultimate usage. That was really nice. It's just the tower dive was too much anyway. And Gengar's going in now as well, trying to get that kill on Sam, but oh my goodness, what a pluck from Gorilla's Cams to save his life pretty much. And Aurora Briar Rose getting super low. This is so sloppy, I love it. Here comes Burns with finishing up that kill, and against Sam Champagne, as well as Aurora Briar Rose. And that's 2 for 2. That made it all worth it. But here's the Vulcan ult. Oh, it doesn't get anyone, unfortunately. Oh, Burns dies. This is a bloodbath. I can't keep up with this. What's going on? Josh, help.
This is absolutely insane. This is just... When I said the first game could be a bloodbath, it wasn't. This one is surely not disappointing. There's just so much damage being thrown out.
Yeah, you know, you were saying, oh, we've almost averaged a kill a minute. We've now averaged 2 kills per minute after all of that.
It's absolutely... It's just... This isn't Arena, guys. I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah, it's much closer as well, which is what I prefer that overall. Honestly, it's this game could go much longer, so long as both teams keep up the really great teamwork so far. We see Soul Eater picked up for Burns, so he's going to have to stack that now as opposed to earlier, but that's still fine. It's still probably a good time to do it while he's a little bit ahead in comparison to most other players. Well, maybe not in comparison to his own team, unfortunately. So that's actually really interesting because the kills are really close. But let's have a look at the XP and gold difference. There's actually a really big lead for F7 still. So maybe they're just farming a bit better. And
it could be, but it also, those early kills, see, they don't count for as much gold as experience as when you get the later kills in the game.
Yeah, you make a very good point actually. I think most of the Baroonies were leading in kills early game, but now F7 have got a lot more kills in the last few minutes. Some more action coming in the top left of the jungle here. Gorilla's Camps is going in on Fizzle Minizzle without too much support, and I don't think she knew that there were 3 players there ready to follow up.
No, I think that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think that was unfortunate.
There just literally happened to be 2 players coming around the corner where you would never... You couldn't even get an opportunity to put a ward in that area. There's some more action going in on mid lane as we speak. Gengar's slightly low, as is Bethlol. Sam doing such good work to get the low health bars even lower, but slow them down from what is a very dangerous position. But here come the reinforcements from Fizzle Minizzle and Cameron. Fizzle Minizzle dies out of all of that. They just died. They came in as reinforcements and just got melted. That's so unfortunate as well. Burns being one of the sole survivors and falls down as well. This is starting to snowball a little bit more than we were hoping, I think.
Yeah, it seems to be that F7 have maybe composed themselves a little bit more compared to Baroonies. Now all the kills were just flying left, right, and centre. But now it just seems to be that F7 are starting to control the game more now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're really abusing that XP and gold difference, which they managed to get after all of this aggression. And now it's so much further ahead. I think F7, as much as I've really loved the aggression from Baroonies, I think they really need to start toning it down a bit and just farm safely. Try not to fall behind any much further than they are right now. 3 dashes in a row being missed, which is what we love to see. Fizzle gets a good initiation on Royal Briar Rose, but there is not much you can do when they're 3 levels ahead. She rightly escapes. Still quite low, and Gorilla's Camps really wants blood, but she's now 3v1. Oh, and the ultimate coming in from Cameron is going to clean up the kill. That was really nice, team. That's what we want to see. That's exactly what we were saying which they should do.
Yeah, exactly.
Play
the
together.
Baroonies just need to take their chances when they appear. And those are perfect opportunities to get yourself back in the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the health bars being low means they have to play back a lot more now, and you know, now that S7 seem to be really pushing their territory a lot more now. Both Buff Kitty and Sam Champagne really far up in the left side of the jungle. Burns is chasing after them, a little bit like Benny Hill. I don't think Burns knew that both of them were here though. I think this is a little bit dangerous. He uses the ultimate to get out, just to manage to not get hit by the Vulcan ultimate as well. Now Fizzle Izzle trying to get involved too. This is another... even after, you know, the alluding to the fact that Baroonie should be playing back a lot, I think F7 just want to fight a lot more, which is great. This is why there's still...
Yeah, they want to make that that lead show for something. They want to show, hey look, we're ahead of you and we're going to make you work for getting back into the game, and they just don't seem to be letting them at this current time.
Yeah. Are we going to see a Fire Giant go here? No, it doesn't look like it. That's fair enough.
Just
I think
Pyromancer,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, because we have cast the vision, that would have been one of the safer early Fire Giant pulls, because they had all full health bars. I think everyone was alive, and the rest of Baroonies were far away from the Fire Giant, and I don't think they would have like expected the Fire Giant to happen either. So maybe it could have worked out for them, but who knows?
I'm just going to quickly go back to saying about the vision and the wards.
Yeah.
If you look, F7 are warding very, very aggressively.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That is
Which
true.
I would have thought that's what Baroonies would have tried to do themselves, but they don't seem like they're able to. Yeah.
Yeah, because aggressive warding is, you know, as you were saying, there's like wards very far up the map. But yeah, that's funny actually you mention it. I don't see. I think I see one red ward behind the jungle camp just spawning now at the top left side. Yes. Oh, you just want to see a bit more, don't you, from there? And let's have a look at. I mean, player damage is that's really telling with Vulcan Cabrakan really high up in the player damage count. But I'm just trying to find the wards placed. Yeah, there we go. Is Baroonies kind of a little bit not on the same page in terms of wards by the looks of things. Ah man, Rojo falls again to Buff Kitty. Buff Kitty still has all their horsepower, and Bethlor gets the kill on Sam Champagne. That's huge, absolutely massive kill. I think that was a gank in the solo lane off screen.
That is huge.
But now, yeah, I mean, S7 could abuse that numbers lead in the mid lane. Not much you can do as Baroonies to lose their Phoenix here, and they've got two in the right hand side. Well, only one now, but Bethlor's come back, and now Fizzle Izzle's in a lot of trouble. Buff Kitty's going to go in to try and chase, but I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah, it looks like they just escaped with just the Phoenix down and 2 deaths.
I think that was probably the better of the options that could have happened right there. There could have been a lot more damage than just that.
Agreed. Yeah, it could have been a little bit worse. Because I mean, it's so tempting to go back and try and reinforce when a fight has already basically been lost, and that can just make things worse. And I was really scared they were going to do that right there. Bethlor and Fizzle Izzle trying to go in as 2v4, but rightly there they get out when it was just at the right time. So now is the kind of time where I expect it definitely, as the Fury is going about to respawn, probably going to go to see we're going to see that getting taken first. But Fire Giant is definitely on the cards very, very soon.
It's interesting that someone hasn't braved to go and put a ward on Baroonies on the Fire Giant.
Yeah,
the only ward that I've seen on there is from F7.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a ward from F7. And actually, yeah, they don't have any vision with the Gold Fury, so it looks like that's actually going to go in the way of Baroonies. That's pretty big. Aurora Rose is right next to them, but I don't know if it's a Rise thing for them to go in, because the rest of the team is on the right in the solo lane. Bethlor and Gengar may be in a little bit of trouble here, but Burns is there for the reinforcements. I just don't really like the health bars in the favour of Baroonies. They now have Fizzle Izzle come in with the TP as the carry. I love it. And now, oh, what an ult from Cameron! That's what I love. That's what I was saying with the long range ultimates. Fizzle Izzle unfortunately falls. What an ult from Buff Kitty! Unbelievable. Oh, and the triple kill.
Oh my gosh, that is this Vulcan is just showing exceptional play right now.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, Lucifer rocked it in the mid lane earlier in the last game, but what a sub to pull in! Absolutely smashing it with the damage there. Let's have a look at the damage overall. Actually, Sam Champagne, the real star, is the one with the top player damage at the moment. But for a good few seconds there, I thought that was definitely going to be a winning fight for Baroonie's. They had like a big numbers advantage. The Persephone ult was massive, actually hitting like a good few of them in that team fight. But then all of a sudden, Buff Kitty just comes out of nowhere and gets an even better ultimate and gets the triple kill.
Yeah, obviously there you go. We've just seen the Fire Giant go down, and I think they're just going to keep trying now to assert that dominance even more.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd always take the Fire Giant over the Fury, and yeah, they managed to get that. Even though Baroonie's managed to pick up the Fury, was it the Primal Fury? I didn't actually quite get to see which one it was, but
I believe it was a Primal.
Yeah, yeah. So Fire minions, I believe, outfight Primal minions. But
100%.
Yeah. Looks like Sam Champagne's that initiation again coming in, and there's a 3v2 here, and Sam Champagne's getting really low. It only gets the kill trade on Gengar. Probably a good trade for Baroonie's overall, considering the level difference. And it looks like Bethel ults in on Burns, and it's still. I don't even know do they want to fight or not. They're just they're going in and they're going out. It's really hard to follow what's happening. But now
Monkey Boy teleporting to the ward.
Yeah, yeah. I really like what Fizzle Manizzle's doing here, getting the split push off on the duo lane off screen. But
yeah, I think that's very clever play. They're trying to bring the attention to that other lane, but as you can see there, the Phoenix falls.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any stopping the Phoenix, the middle Phoenix falling there, and it's already weakened from having fallen earlier. So yeah, I guess the next best thing you can do as Baroonie's is push that duo lane. And actually, honestly, well, maybe this is it comes down to the fact that they have a lack of wards, but maybe they were like, okay, they're making their way over to duo lane, be careful, because the winners all get back now. So she does TP back, but maybe she could have actually got the tier 2 tower.
It's hard to judge. Obviously, the dominance that F7 is showing. Oh gosh.
Yeah, the big fight going in now. It's actually really good initiation from Baroonie's. They're actually winning this fight. Gengar getting out with a slither of health. Bethel gets the kill on Buff Kitty. That's a massive kill. Roy Rose does get the kill on Burns, but it's such low health bars. He's going to get killed by Bethel. Now it's just Monkey Boy against the remaining three, and now coming in Gengar with full health, having fought from the fountain. Sam Champagne does come in. Walls off Monkey Boy, he's going to left him to die, but now is going in with a huge amount of damage on the rest of the team. Tremors in, basically saves Monkey Boy, may actually get a load of damage, enough to secure a kill. Not going to happen. Gengar still wants to fight. I don't think this is... Yeah, I think this may be the end of the fight here.
I thought that was curtains for Monkey Boy there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, the fighting is still happening. There's so many low health bars. Gengar definitely fights and wins against... What's happened? Everyone died. Cameron somehow gets the kill from range. I actually have no idea what ability he used or anything. But yeah,
That's
4 down for Baroonie's and 3 down for... No, 3 down for Baroonie's and 4 down for F7. Which is a huge win for Baroonie's there.
Yeah, the F7 obviously still have that advantage. They've got 2 Phoenixes down. Titan's obviously half health, but there could be some form of light at the end of the tunnel for Baroonie's here. Oh
yeah, absolutely. Check out the XP and gold difference trend. Like, look at that XP difference slowly going back in the favour of Baroonie's. Looks like Gorilla Camps really wants to finish off the Titan. It's such a look at the minion wave there on the Titan. It's down now, but that Titan is so low. They really have to peel for the Titan. This is so close, and Gorilla's Camps can't quite finish it off in time. That was actually super close.
It just goes to show how much damage Sobek actually has in his kit.
Buff Kitty, I think, wants to ult the Titan there. Not going to get it off in time. I guess that's the only explanation for going in so close by themselves. Now Aurora Rose by herself. Gonna get out just in time. What do we make of this game, Josh? Like, I'm trying to like recap and trying to get my feet on the ground again, but I think you're gonna need to help me here.
I think, obviously, the last few minutes have been, just major bloodbaths, but there seems to be a little bit of desperation from F7 going in solo to try finish off that Titan.
Oh, Sam Champagne also going in solo, almost getting actually the kill on Burns, but now has the wrath of Baroonies chasing him down, and there's not actually anyone from F7 following up, so he's gonna have to solo by himself. I don't know if he did do a lot of damage, but that is a kill again going in the favour of Baroonies. I don't really.
It's
go on.
insane. Just the way this game is with the kills, there just seems to be fights constantly.
Yeah, and 1v5 fights happening over and over again, which is really surprising. Like, oh my gosh, again, Monkey Boy's getting so low. He has gone in by himself and dies for it. Gorilla's Cam's now the only one alive that close to the mid lane. Buff Kitty and Aurora Rose coming in just from the jungle side. They're not quite fighting together as much as they used to be. What's going on?
We have that Phoenix up in the mid lane again.
Yeah. Buff Kitty is. Yeah, there it is. That's the. That was what the she wanted to do earlier on, or they, but dies for it again. I don't know if. I'm not sure if they were really aware of how much health the Titan had. Aurora Rose is now getting dove by the rest of the team. I think they really wanted to just finish off the Titan and finish the game the easy way. But even so, they're as much as Baroonies is playing really well together, they're constantly fighting off fire minion waves. They just can't get out of their base.
No, they're putting up such a strong defense as well. It's actually mind blowing.
Yeah, I mean, props to Baroonies for playing so well together in this situation, and especially when you're down behind, it's really hard. And victories can.
It looks like they're going to get a free fire giant.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really much you can do when there's so many fire minion waves going in. Yeah, I think there's really literally nothing you can do for Baroonies there, and honestly that is what I expected from F7 to actually kind of group up and to get an objective together instead of one by one go in and try and finish off the Titan by themselves. If the minions won't do them anyway, because they're still in the base trying to fight off minion waves. And looks like they're going to go for that third Phoenix on the solo side. I don't know if Baroonies can afford to get away from their Titan enough to defend. It looks the Phoenix is definitely going to go down. Sam Champagne gets so much CC on a couple of the players from Baroonies, and here's the fight. And this Fizzleman is ulting on Aurora Rose is really impactful, but okay, I think my game froze.
Oh.
That's not a pause.
Oh, dear.
That's my game freezing. Smite.
Oh no.
Smite.exe.
PC Master Race, wink wink.
Guys, I'm really sorry. Let me create a scene and show you what I'm seeing on my screen here. It's left screen only. Oh no, it's gone now. Yeah, the game literally broke. Oh. Well, spoiler alert, everyone. I can't go back into that game because it has finished. They said GG. I don't actually know what happens. Guys, for the players in the game, could you update us on what happened? Maybe actually, I think what the best thing we can do right now is get Bethlol in on the Discord call and give us a bit of an audio update into what happened. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Beth, are you in the chat? Are you able to do that for us?
even though obviously we didn't catch that last end bit of that game, it was just such a huge game in
Oh
general.
yeah, yeah.
It was just so entertaining, and lots of skill shown by both sets of players.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was so much better from Baroonies, and they played really, really well together as a team. Some really nice like teamwork in terms of the order at which they use their ability together. It was really nice, and the Athena had a huge impact. Okay, Beth is calling me, so I'm gonna bring her into this call. 1 second. Oh, I don't want to join. Hold on. How do I add someone? There we are. Wait, need to be friends with Carrick. Why am I not a friend with you yet? Accept my friend request so I can add someone.
There we go.
There we go. Create group DM. Hey, sorry, I wanted to keep Carrick's in the call. Can you hear me? You were there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I think Beth is trying to get her audio set up. This must be probably the most broken stream we've had so far, I'll have to say.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
we can
sick.
hear you now.
Hey.
Hey.
So, would you like to update us on what happened since we had a crash?
So, obviously, they got the phoenixes from before, and we were like, okay, like they're just trying to end, like they're obviously just throwing themselves at it. So like we were getting free farm, like we managed to get to level 20. We were like, sick, let's just stay here. Like, you know, we don't actually need to go out and risk dying and then like winning. And they were obviously like trying to rush it, so we were like, we'll just stay next to the Titan because they could sneak in, like if they blinked through the doors or whatever. So whatever. But then we had a minion wave coming in right at the same time they attacked our left Phoenix. So if I left that fire minion wave, the Titan would have died. So I couldn't go in and help and do any CC. So it was just like it was the stars aligned. I think at the end there was actually nothing we could have done. We just got absolutely wrecked. But we managed to hold our own a bit more in that game. I think not enough, definitely. The amount of pauses and disconnects and everything, like when it just happens and you're like, okay, this like what's happening, and then you like lose momentum, and then
Yeah.
like one time after the unpause we all just died because we were like, oh, we've like forgotten how to play Smite after the pause. Like, you know, you warm up into it, don't you? So
Yeah.
it was really unfortunate. And again, like these guys,
Yeah.
their support pulled out yesterday, and it just wasn't fair for them at all. Like, and they've got little old me trying to play support, and I'm like well known within our Smite group for dying the most. So I'm just like, well, you know, but I'm really proud of like how they played and stuff, and there were some sick kills and sick ganks and stuff from both teams. Yeah, it was cool. It was just, I think it was frustrating for everybody with some DCs, and then with
Yeah.
like, not only did they have to find a substitute, but then their substitute had to leave like halfway through the game. So it was just like not in the cards to be like a smooth game today, I think, for everybody.
Yeah. Oh.
But the good thing about this tournament is no one's going to get no one's going to rage, no one's going to be like, I demand a rematch, blah blah blah, because this is like just a wholesome bit of fun, and like it was so good. It's so cool to like play against these people because they're such good players. It's such a nice opportunity to like feel like in a really pro match. And it's not like when you play ranked and you're like with like randoms, you're like with your mates and you're against your mates. It's just really quite cool. So I enjoyed it, but I'm never playing in a tournament ever again.
Honestly, like all the play in that second game from both teams was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was
There was
sick.
just
Like, there was some amazing
just
ults
kills
and
flying everywhere.
Yeah, I think because it was more than just a casuals game, and obviously both teams were like all on the mics and stuff. It's just like a really nice environment to do some like proper competitive strategical gameplay. It's really, really fun, and I think that outside of this tournament, maybe we'll just run some like just random games. We'll just be like, yo, like, you know, we're putting up a 5v5 Conquest match, like just queue and whatever, we'll do whatever. Because it's just really nice, and I don't want to limit it to just the tournament. I think actually playing in it's made me realise that this is such a fun opportunity, and like if people are just available on like, I don't know, Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays, we'll just run some 5v5s and just mix it up and stuff outside the tournament so we can still like have fun. But I think my favourite moment was when Cameron disconnected for the second time, and they were about to get our Titan in the first match, and so they were like, "Oh, we'll just wait until Cameron's back to kill you." And we were like, "Okay, cool." That was just one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me. Like, we were just chilling, we just ulted each other for no reason. Like,
yeah, I was not like prepared as a amateur commentator to know what to say in those moments when you're all just jumping. We're like trying to like really bring some kind of like perspective on what's going on in kind of a complicated match, and then everyone just starts jumping on screen like, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna let
it's like so intense, and then we're just like, woo.
Just gonna let the
Honestly,
jumps do the talking.
it was just hilarious.
Yeah.
It was just, wait, what's going on? Like, there's a party? Wait, what?
I
There's a
feel
Smite
really
game.
bad because like me and Chantel had like a kind of mutual agreement in the first game with unspoken, and we weren't attacking each other. And then in the second game, I was going ham because I was Athena. I was like, "Yeah, I'm the goat. I'm gonna go in." And I feel really bad because she was jumping, and I was like, "No, get back here and fight me."
Some
So-
of those Athena taunts were just great. They're incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
They really
Athena's
made a
so strong
difference.
right now, and she's such a good support. Like, I know that she's strong in jungle as well, but like she's definitely my most confidently played god, and I think I need to learn now. Well, I mean, if I was going to play competitively, I would need to practice with some other gods. Like, I only started practicing with Ares properly again. The reason I've got such a high rank on Ares is because whenever I have him in assault, I always swap for him because I just want to ult people in assault with Ares. It's just fun because no one buys beats, but in assault everyone knows better. So I think we've got a lot to go. And also I've been playing carry lately as well, and Bryn does jungle, and Burns does solo, and Cameron does jungle too, and like I'm sure it's the same for the other team as well. Like it's so hard when we've been playing casuals in different roles, and like then to like come back into this, and when there's bans and stuff, you just don't realize how actually hard it is to do this game. And like you might think like, oh, okay, like, you know, I feel quite confident about this, and then, you know, give Guan Yu 23 kills or something.
Oh, man.
Be level 12 at the end of a match. It's just, you know, you don't realise how hard it is until you do it. So I have mad respect for you guys, and I'm never ever playing competitively again.
That was really rough, like watching you be level 9 against a level 20 Guan. That was a bit unfortunate.
I just felt
But,
like out of respect I should stay in the fountain. Like, even though she was 5 levels over me, she was like, oh, like, you can farm, I don't mind. I was like, no, it's not fair, like, and we can't pause, and I don't want to have to say like, oh, we should restart the match, really, because it's not fair, because obviously I'm the one losing the most, so I can't really say that, so I'll just stay in the fountain, I'll catch up, it's fine. But then every time I went into lane, they were like, I'm out of mana, I need to back, or like, I'm gonna build my next item. So I was like running into the lane like, yeah, I'm gonna get the assist farm, and then they'd be like, I'm going back to base now, and I'd be like, okay, I'll go into mid lane. I just need to go back because like I nearly got killed, and I'm like, oh fuck, like it just, the stars weren't in it, so never mind.
So,
it happens. It was funny though.
This is a little bit late, but just for the continuity of the viewership, my game crashed basically just after your solo Phoenix died. So what happened right after that?
They just got the Titan.
Oh, they
because
just
it had
went
a
and killed
third
the
health.
Titan.
Yeah,
Okay.
they literally just went in and they just focused it. Like there was
Right.
nothing we could do. There was, you know, I don't think there were any ults in particular, but it was literally like there was nothing we could have done at that stage. Like they managed to just get the Titan pretty much straight away. As soon as the Phoenix fell, we had a fire minion wave that I hadn't managed to clear in the right lane, and they were there, so they didn't even take any damage.
Yeah.
But what was really funny to me was when Vulcan, who was freaking sick, the whole game,
Oh,
he was
like
insane.
came in and was like, I'm gonna finish the game, I'm gonna get the Titan, and ulted the Titan, but wasn't anywhere near it, so it didn't
Yeah.
actually do any damage, and we were like, it was so unfortunate because I was like, yeah, that's game, but then it didn't damage, and I was like, what? Like, how did that not kill it? But yeah, we're gonna get you, like blah blah blah. So yeah, it was good.
We were watching and saying like, F7 have just decided to not play as a team anymore. They're going to go in one by one and try and kill the
Yeah,
Titan.
because I think that because Chantel needed to go, they were like,
yeah.
we need to end, and we were like, okay, surrender. We're winning anyway.
Get another sub, huh?
obviously. You know, we've got, you know, no towers and no phoenixes, so where will you surrender? Like, you know, but we were like, nah, like we don't want to just let them win now because they need to go. Like, it's not fair for us. We're fighting really hard to come back, and we thought that we actually had a really good shot coming back. Like when we saw our team comps, we were like, we're really comfortable with this team comp, and yeah, like the last game was really rough and we got stomped. But you know, if we don't have any disconnects this time, then maybe we can do it if we have the right opportunities and play safe. We managed to secure the Gold Fury, which was nice, and then I think after that we just like the Cabrakan jungle was so strong. The Vulcan was really good as well, and it was just a lot of magical damage, which you're used to your damage as being physical most of the time. So it was just a different way of thinking about building for all of us. We didn't think that way, so we paid for it.
Yeah, the newcomers for F7 were really big players. They made such a massive impact. Both of them were the top damagers of the whole game for quite a while. So yeah, well done for F7.
No, yeah, absolutely. And then next time I'm gonna quit the tournament and we're gonna get Fine OK to sub in. Just because then it'll be easy. Or maybe Wizzy will play for us. Yeah, it's all good. Like I think I have nothing else to say really apart from GG. Like I don't actually know what we could have done differently. I'm just looking at Medusa's build now. I freaking love that build. That's a bit of me, that build. So much crit. I love it. But yeah, I think I'm going to sleep now because I've literally practiced Smite all day, and then the worst game I've ever played in the history of Smite was then streamed on my brother's Twitch channel.
No, I'm so sorry.
And then, but no, I was level 9 for like 7 minutes.
I know, that was so rough. I'm sorry.
It was painful.
But yeah, I think we're going to end the stream there. Thank you everyone for joining. That was really fun, as messy as it was. Hopefully we've got the last couple of games next weekend. We're really hoping we can get both organised. So see you guys then.
Peace.
Take it easy.